Hey everybody, welcome to my boudoir once again. Well, I thought with the death of OJ, there's lots of things that could be said. Um, of course, he was this iconic character even before the controversy, and I'm old enough to remember pre-murder trial OJ. I remember him from mostly from those Hertz commercials in the 70s. I thought those were just, I mean, those were just fantastic commercials. I loved them. I loved watching him run through the airport and jump over the guardrail and in slow motion. It was just so cool. I don't know why, but those commercials really appealed to me. And of course, he was also in the Naked Gun movies. What I want to talk about in this video, however, is OJ as one of the trio of astronauts in the movie Capricorn One. Um, Capricorn One is a movie from the 70s. I don't know off the top of my head. I can't remember the year that it was made. I think 76 or 77, 78 maybe. I don't think any later than 78. But as you know, if you watch this channel, I don't get involved in moon landing, moon mission controversies. That's just a subject that I don't. I leave to others to broach that topic. I haven't taken a definitive stand one way or the other, whether the moon landings were real or not. Of course, there's no way for me to know for sure, and there's no way for you to know for sure unless you're one of the what 9 or 12 astronauts who were a part of those missions. Um, but I think that regardless, the premise of Capricorn One certainly fits into a sort of revelation of the method schema, if you will. Now, the premise of Capricorn One is, and it's been a while since I've seen it, and I didn't. I guess I could have seen it again before doing this video, but I didn't. So I'm going by my memory. Hate me for that if you want, but there's about to be a manned mission to Mars. The rocket's about to take off, and the three astronauts are inside of the rocket that's headed for Mars, and it's OJ and two other guys. And then at the last minute, secretly, the somebody from NASA or from the deep state, so some sector of the deep state, walks in and says, "Hey guys, come on, get out. We're stopping the mission, but we're not going to tell anyone about it. So come with me." And the guys don't know really what's going on, but they don't know what else to do. So they follow this guy, and he takes them down some tunnels, and then eventually they leave on a airplane. Meanwhile, the rocket actually takes off as if it's traveling to Mars, and everybody thinks that the Mars mission is underway, and the three astronauts are on board. But what they find out when they're in the airplane with some big powerful man is that we don't have what it takes to this mission's going to fail, but we're going to this mission would fail if we actually went through with it, but it would be too much of an embarrassment to have us to just totally call it off. So we're going to make everybody believe that that you actually went to Mars, and you guys are just going to lay low out in this Arizona desert where we've built this set. And when the time comes, when the appropriate number of days pass, however long the mission is supposed to take. We're gonna, let you guys broadcast from this facility here, this astroturfed, facility, this Mars stage that we've built, that we've constructed here. And the men are also told, it's not a word of this to anyone, or else we'll kill all your families. I mean, that's basically what they're told. I don't know if that's said directly to them, or I think it's more like, it would be a shame if something were to happen to your families, if any of you blabbed about this. So yeah, that's Capricorn One, and uh, after uh, the all the stuff has happened, the I mean, after they film the scenes, the fake scenes on Mars, and everybody thinks that they're real. Uh, well, first of all, there's another really cool, spooky scene where one guy working at NASA notices that the telemetry is wrong or something, or just has some questions about, wait a minute, this is following these coordinates, it just doesn't look right, and so he noses out that there's a problem, and then this guy just gets disappeared. He just gets taken off of the program, and then everybody denies that he was ever a part of it. It's like, the next day he doesn't show up, because that's what they did to him. But more than that, they tell everybody, all the everybody who's the all the bigwigs, everybody who's in charge of the program, to just uh, act like he was never a part of it, like this guy never played any role in mission control, and to tell anybody who asks, hey, what happened to Max, or whatever his name is, to just say there was no Max. You're imagining things, and then just sort of give them a significant look, like, no, there was no Max, and you need to stop talking about him right now. That I thought was a really spooky, a very very effective subplot, that they would do such a thing to just some nobody, uh, uh, since he gained too much knowledge about it, and then that they would put pressure on people to just forget that he even existed, and make like he never existed, and cause people to think that they were to basically, this is an an instance where using the word gaslight is actually would actually be accurate, to gaslight people into saying, into thinking, well, I must have been wrong when I thought there was a guy named Max who worked at that desk over there. So there's that subplot. So meanwhile, the three astronauts, including OJ, find out at some point that they're uh, they're not going to be allowed to live, because it's thought that they'll be too much of a liability if the rocket comes back, and then they show up, and because they might spill the beans about what happened, or something like that. So uh, they're going to kill them off. In fact, they announced uh, that they died en route back to Earth, and so the three men uh, run away, take off, and only one of them makes it back, but one of them does make it back, and I won't give away who it is. Well, it's probably not the black guy. um, but anyway, pretty. I mean, anyway, that they had a black guy be a part of their crew in the first place is already pretty progressive for 1977 or 78 or whatever. But yeah, that was OJ's best movie. I think that was a movie that I think is watching. Regardless of what you think about the moon landing, and whether it was real or whether it was staged, this seems like it's saying something about just the fact that they could, or even they would, do something like this. A movie like that with these kind of high-powered people, these big names and everything, with a lot of clout behind it, that doesn't get made unless it gets okayed by the powers that be. The same way that I was talking about Civil War, the new movie Civil War yesterday. The fact that it got made suggested to me something about the powers that be and the way they want to frame things right now. You know, I'm 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 getting more and more like less like, oh, what's actually happening in the world right now, and more like, what are they showing us in the world right now, and what do they want us to think about what's happening based on what they're showing us. That's sort of been my mind frame for the last at least the last 5 or 6 years. Anyway, Capricorn One, recommended. Check it out, especially if you're a science fiction fan. Uh, OJ is good, pretty good in it. I think. I don't. He doesn't have that juicy of a role, but he does all right as a athlete turned actor, I guess. Uh, but that's a much better part of his legacy to remember than other things that he maybe did. Anyway, so that's my OJ remembrance. Some of you requested my thoughts on OJ, which I thought was strange. Like, why would I have thoughts about OJ Simpson? But I do actually. And there you go. There's one of them. Capricorn One.